sometimes wide enough for waltzing in the street, only to turn an arrow so only one may pass, leaving the other somewhere behind. And so it was for you and I. After time we were not side by side, always a different view, not seeing eye to eye. We could have kept on alone together for quite some time if I had not heard a call from deep within to take the road winding through the wood and to lead you to your own winding road, telling me clear as the prairie night I must change my course, telling me loud as the thunderstorm this is not my home, telling me now is the time, don't delay, my lady love. Oh, the path was ours, and now this path is yours. Well, now you and I are miles apart, but I can feel you near. Somehow a thread was tied tenderly between, and never a moment of wondering passes if you and I fared far better for having walked together. So when the voice is clear, you must heed it, and when the path is clear, you must take it, come what may. You're on your way, and you must be brave, you must be brave, you must be, you must, and that is all. In my summer of wandering, I came upon a lady. Her hair was black, her lips were red, her eyes sharp as daggers. Her age was ancient, was still a child, and she knew what no one could. In my summer of wandering, I came upon a lady. Then in my summer of wandering I came upon a young man. Well, he stood by the lady's side, a strange and faithful union. Well, they had lived through many lives together in them all. In my summer of wandering I came upon a young man. And in my summer of wandering I came upon a key. The key had lived 600 years, waiting, patient just for me. The woman had kept it most faithfully, knowing the owner she'd meet. In my summer of wandering I came upon a key. Then in my summer of wandering I came upon memory. The key the woman bestowed to me unlocked all I hadn't seen. And in the darkness the visions came, all the demons that share my name, and all the terror that kept me tame, and my sorrow bled me clean. In my summer of wandering I came upon memory. Then in my summer of wandering I came upon a thief. He took from me my treasures, my treats. He took from me the key. My anger raged, my tears they came. How could a man take all I'd made? Then empty-handed I closed my eyes, and I saw what I was still holding. All I needed was here within, in my summer of wandering. All I needed was here with me, said my summer of wonder. Good afternoon. Hi, everyone.
whoever is here right now. Let's see, is anybody getting chatty yet? Happy Saturday, happy Halloween, all that. I know Ricky's here. I don't know who else is here. So if you want to chime in, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, I love knowing who's actually hanging out. Salutations. May your day be bright. Welcome to the 5th installment of When I Think About You Now, wherein I play through all of my albums, all the EPs in order, more or less, and have interviews and chat about this stuff. Hey, Rob! I know, right? Perfect timing, impeccable timing. Brian Despain, welcome. Phil, hi, honey. I just want to be up in your office smoking cigars and listening to music kind of every day. Let's see. Yeah, Helen. Oh my gosh, Helen. Hi. Daniel, happy Halloween. Are you dressed up? So this week I'm going to play 2 EPs. I don't know. I got into a kick years ago. The first EP I put out that the world knows about was the one with Aeneas, the country EP, 2008, I think, right? And then I started deciding that I would, the Laurel Lake EP is the next one I made, and that was the one that I hand sewed every single copy. And I just got really into the idea of, you know, between albums, making a smaller collection of stuff that, where it was the volume was actually such that I could hand make everything. It just feels good. I love making things with my hands. I love beautiful objects. I love artwork. And it was just sort of a way to be more holistic as a human making music, and not just like putting out glossy, shiny things, but physically making things that were coming from my hands to you if you wanted them. And so that's kind of the angle I've taken with my EPs that I've put out. Folk Alliance, Brian. I remember this, I think. Oh, Folk Alliance feels like a lifetime ago. And so we're going to do 2 EPs, both of which are of the handmade sort. The first one I'm going to do is Cardinal, and all these are songs that I wrote in France when I was on a writing residency in Rouen and Rouen. And then I'll show you what the final product ended up looking like. But so this song is Winding Road. Winding Road is the first song on the EP, and it's a loving divorce send-off song for Adrian. Oh, the roads we are tasked to travel, sometimes wide enough for waltzing in the street, only to turn and narrow so only one may pass, leaving the other somewhere behind. And so it was for you and I. After a time we were not side by side, always a different view, not seeing eye to eye. Well, we could have kept on alone together for quite some time, if I had not heard a call from deep within to take the road winding through the wood, and to leave you to your own winding road, telling me clear as the prairie nights I must change my course, telling me loud as a thunderstorm, this is not my home, telling me now is the time, don't delay my lady love. Oh, the path was ours, and now this path is yours. Well, now you and I are miles apart, but I can feel you near. Somehow a thread was tied tenderly between, and never a moment of wandering past as if you and I have fared far better for having walked together. So when the voice is clear, you must heed it, and when the path is clear, you must take it. Come what may, you're on your way, and you must be brave, you must be brave, you must, and that is all. There you go. There's Winding Road. I went on this French retreat for a month, like a writing sabbatical kind of thing. 6 years ago, maybe now, I forget. And shortly thereafter, when I got back to the States, I moved here to Minneapolis to be close to family. And Jeremy Messersmith was by that point a dear old friend. We'd met in our early 20s, I think, and he ended up engineering Cardinal in his basement. And so we're going to call him up after a couple more songs here. The next one I'm going to do is track 2, which is a ridiculous song, total doozy of a tune. This one's called Homing, and I got really obsessed with pigeons, and the obsession has lasted. If you've seen the artwork for the newest album, I'm actually like cradling a live pigeon named Tofu in this wild outfit. But yeah, my obsession with pigeons began in Rouen, France, where I was writing, because I had this crazy day where I encountered on the ground, on the cobblestone, an origami boat, this precise one, French writing on the inside of this boat, and a bunch of scattered red flowers everywhere. And then I saw this dead pigeon that was so crazy beautiful to me because it still looked like fresh and alive and vibrant and probably warm if I would have touched it, but its heart had been removed from its chest, and its heart was just laying right beside its head. And it just struck me as the freakiest, creepiest, most beautiful thing. At least the pigeon was alive at this time. So trigger warning for dead pigeons, but I want to show you guys the picture I took of the pigeon that inspired this next song and kind of started my personal pigeon obsession. So here you go. Here is the pigeon. Check it out in that red. If you look closely, that is its like perfectly formed heart resting right beside its head. How weird. So that was just like laying on the sidewalk in broad daylight in this medieval city where I was writing. Super crazy. So anyway, that's what inspired this next song that day, where I was just sort of like feeling homesick. I was loving France, but also, man, I could feel that I was finally facing home. Like after years of wandering, I was finally, like I could feel it, like a cardinal direction kind of thing, hence the name of Cardinal. But I was heading for home, and so I wrote this song called Homing. So here you go. And it's one of the hardest songs to play that I've ever written. So good job, me. My friend David once told me it was like a Richard Thompson song. Here you go. Okay. The cathedral bells and heckling men, so it begins again. This morning on the street, I found all of these: a folded paper boat, scattered flowers, red blood, a pigeon, fresh dead with her heart beside her head. And so I begin to search again for a petal, a poem to bring to him. And so I begin to see again. Nothing will draw him in. My demons deep, my pride a well. Throw a stone, no end is felt. But still my mind seeks him who held my heart in his own hand, still beating for him. I am just a pigeon homing him, but he does not want me. So I return to what I know, all flesh and bone and stars of home. And so I begin to bloom again, blood red, high. See a brightness and I see clear, 'cause I have known darkness long before. Coming here, where the bells chime, and here where my heart lies warm and ready for her long walk home, where my people are. Home, where the kids play in the yard. Home, where Sarah's not far. Home, where my people are. Whew, there you go. That guitar part, seriously. Andy, I'm so glad you caught. I was trying to tell social media, remind people that the time zone is different now. So y'all changed last week, right, in the UK, and we don't change until, does our time change tomorrow? Anyway, there's this like weird staggered time that happens. Cool. So that's the Crazy Pigeon song. Glad that I got to show y'all the dead pigeon in all of her glory, his glory. Now I'm gonna play a song that scares me. Oh, so yeah, the original of Cardinal, when I released it, I ended up making hundreds of these 2-color lino block prints of this drawing I made, and I don't have any completed ones. I just have a few unfinished ones. So that's the red layer, and then the white layer went on top of it, and there's a feather. But these are, I thought I would show you these. These are the original carvings. So red layer, red layer, blood, red flowers, the word cardinal, cardinal red, cardinal sins, cardinal direction, and then the origami boat and a feather for the pigeon. So it was so fun to make those here in this little cottage, and had them all strung up all throughout the house drying. Maybe one day I'll finish these green ones and put some more up for sale. Speaking of for sale, if anybody buys anything from my Bandcamp store during the course of this live stream series, the money goes to the sanctuary movement, like taking care of people living in the tent encampments here in town. I've been working in a community kitchen some weeks, and yeah, so that's what the money's going for. I'm going to play one more song, and then we're going to talk with Jeremy for just a little bit. Do I need to do anything here? Unmute that. This song goes out to Rob. I know he likes this one. It's so hard to play. I still haven't gotten much better about it, but we'll try. This song was inspired by a friend of mine who was in France, one of my friends in France who was on a record label, and it seemed like the label was kind of trying to change him a little bit or like affect his artistic direction, which just really kind of upset me. And I was having some issues with the business people in my music life at the time. I was having some issues, got a little bit burned, and so this song that kind of inspired this song. All right. Well, this business is crazy. You never know who to trust. You open your tiny coffer, you get a pocket full of dust. The suits come and go, and they're shiny new threads. Well, my threads are shiny too, from wearing to death. But I'd rather a song on my tongue than a retirement fund. But I sure hope for both when I'm old to draw water from. I've made so many mistakes, I don't know where to begin. Cataloging the missteps that bring me back to begin again. Seems when I open my heart, it gets bashed in. But when I put up the wall, no light fills the dim. So I'd rather set the place blazing and get burned again than sit in the dark and the din alone and wondering, do I believe me? 'Cause this living is crazy, and you never know who to trust. But you do it 'cause you can, and you can, so you must. And one day we'll find it's all turned to dust. All the money and the lust for the suits and the locks. And aren't we good enough? I say we're good enough. If you were counting, that one goes from minor to major. I don't know what happens in the middle there, goes into different like key centers, and then resolves to C sharp major for some unknown reason. Anyway, nerdy song making is what I love best. All right, we are gonna welcome into this here space Mr. Jeremy Messersmith. Come on in, Jeremy. Hey, bud. You there?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, just hanging out in the house. What are you doing?
Oh, it's just much the same. Hanging out,
Yeah.
kind of in my kitchen here.
Are you making more cookies today?
Finished up a batch, so yeah, they're now gonna be eaten, hopefully.
What kind today?
They're brownie cookies. I'm cooking my way through a book called 100 Cookies, which has been a real delight. It's how I'm keeping sane. I'm soothing, self-soothing.
Are you actually going to make all of them?
I mean, it'd be pretty rare for me to finish because I never finish anything I start. So
bullshit.
Who knows?
But the cookies you brought me the other day were damn good. I finished them finally yesterday. Thank you.
Oh, wow. You are a model of restraint. Yeah.
but I didn't share them. So everybody, this is my friend Jeremy. There, it's so confusing. You can see him.
Hi, everybody.
Jeremy Messersmith. We met a while ago.
We met a long time ago. I remember at the Acadia Cafe. I think you'd come through on tour with Aeneas, and I remember we played pool maybe downstairs. Or something.
I think like in 2005 or 6.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't even think I'd had like an album out or anything at that point, and I was very impressed that you were on like a tour and stuff.
Yeah, dude. I still have the little Johnny Staccato paper bag demo that you were rolling around with at the time. It's over on my shelf.
Yeah.
So those were the days. What was I gonna say? So we've been friends for a minute, and then I finally moved to Minneapolis in 2015, I think, and it felt for years for me like an inevitability, like I was going to end up here, even if I wanted to resist it, because my family is here, my siblings, and it was really icing on the cake for me that you lived here. You and Vanessa were my only friends when I moved here, and still so grateful for your kindness and all that. And I remember showing up and saying, I need to record something. I have these songs. And you're like, well, I have some equipment in the basement. It's not really an impression of you, but
I mean, that's pretty much how I sound. But, it was really, really fun getting to record, because I record myself pretty frequently, but I will say I'm not really like an engineer or a producer. Like, I can do some amount of stuff. I have a few general principles, like take a microphone and generally kind of point it at the thing that you want to record. But at least for me, working in the studio is a lot of like toil and a lot of takes and things, and it was really refreshing. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
As a musician, so I was kind of expecting the same thing, honestly, when you came in with a bunch of songs, and I was very delighted that for the most part I just pointed microphones at you, and then you just did all of these kind of beautiful takes, and I didn't really have to do much as far as producing went. Like, the songs were all there, and you performed them. Like, I think that was what I was most impressed with. Some of those guitar riffs and things were quite tricky, and you were just like, oh, like these songs had just been in you since you were like born or something. It was really fun to record. To date, I think it is really my only engineering credit on probably anything. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you. I don't know what I was going to do. The songs would have never come out if it hadn't been for you, so I appreciate it. I remember I'm often self-conscious of my songs. Like, they're too nerdy, or they're too wordy, or they're not cool enough, or they're just too normal or something. And I really appreciated the nice things you would say to me about them. And I remember you really liking the next song I'm going to do, the last one on the EP, is Anchor. And turns out you're like kind of a seafaring novel dork. And you're like, ooh, sailing imagery.
I'm a person with many varied pleasures, and one of them is, in addition to cookie baking, is nautical fiction, which I do enjoy. So you've had me with Anchor.
Yeah. So this next song is all like just a metaphor for comparison, and just like honoring your own path, because music is great for comparison, right? I needed the thesaurus a bunch to write this song, and I needed to look up seafaring terminology, but I loved how this song resonated with you.
It sure did. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, really? I'm not a good interviewer. I don't have like a list of things, but anything. Let's see. What else should we talk about? Or I can just get back to singing. What are you up to these days? Are you, other than cookie baking?
Cookie baking.
You have a new project, like a new release out in the world.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for the reminder. I have a
Hey.
bunch of songs I'm releasing under the name Mixtape for the Milky Way,
Yeah.
which is a bunch of kind of like crazy, moody, nonfiction-y kind of songs that felt too personal for me
Yeah.
to actually put my own name to. So I've spun it off as a bit of an internet project. So
So good.
releasing just a couple songs a month through February, and yeah, I think
Streets
that's
of
my.
gold.
Oh, now you're singing my own songs back to me. Oh, that's good.
My next album is
That's
just going to
great.
be a cover album of you.
Yeah,
That'll be
I don't
weird.
know if I should say this or not, but I'm very excited to be doing diving into some song a day.
Oh shit.
Uh,
I haven't told the
and
world.
that starts tomorrow. It starts
Oh,
tomorrow.
nice.
Corralled a bunch of songwriters, including Rachel here, to
So,
uh, write a ton of songs, and I haven't really written anything since COVID started, so I'm a little like just
yeah.
terrified about it, but we'll see how it goes.
I've written, I think, 4 since COVID started, or 3.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
some of the people in who are listening, Rob and Carl in particular, they've heard a lot of my song a day stuff that I've put out into the world, or at least to patrons on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
But they've also witnessed my, I think, the last 2 failed attempts at song a days. The first attempt with you was banging. Like, I
Oh
wrote
yeah,
so
yeah.
much during that time, and a lot of it is coming up in the next EP I'm going to play, like Slow Road. But then I think the second attempt was pretty successful, and then the 2 attempts since have just been complete. I think I've written like 2 songs and just given up. But
I have also had
pretty
diminishing
good.
returns since we started doing it years
Yeah.
ago, and I have not finished. But I'm going at it. We've got a bigger group
Yeah.
this month, and I think I'm also going to solicit some song titles and maybe even some tracks for us all to
I
write
think
to.
that's
Just
great. Yeah.
anything to kind of just spice it up a little bit, so we're not
Yeah.
staring at a blank page. We'll see
Okay.
how it goes.
I'm super down. And I'm really good at embracing the whole, well, today you failed. Tomorrow, let's do it again. Whether that's meditating or eating well or whatever. It's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
we're
Rachel,
doing it
also
again.
when you're songwriters of our caliber, even the failures are quite interesting and majestic to behold in their own ways.
So true. So true, Jeremy. Yeah. Well,
I
oh
think
my
you
God,
should play.
time.
I think I'm boring people enough. I really want to hear you play this
Okay.
song. I'm very
Well,
excited.
I'm going to play the nautical tune for all y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Really
Good to
appreciate
see
it.
you. Good to see you. All right.
You too. Bye, Jeremy.
Bye.
All right. Jeremy's great. If you don't know his music, check it out. Jeremy Messersmith is his name. There are so many gems out there of his work. I'm going to just tune up this electric here, and then I'm going to play Anchor, which is the song we were talking about, the seafaring song. Yeah, I unsurprisingly, I mean, probably most any career has its emotional pitfalls, but speaking just in terms of music, it's terribly easy to compare yourself to everyone, feel like a complete abject failure, and one of the themes in my writing is sort of like, well, I have all these pep talk songs, pep talk rock, and this is one of those where the song. So I wrote this one in France, and one of the seeds was that when you're hanging out in a place surrounded by another language, you can hear like misspoken poetry. Like you hear something wrong, or somebody hears something wrong because of the language barrier, and it's actually poetic and beautiful. So I realized that anger and anchor kind of sound the same. At least they did in France. And I realized that both kind of keep you stuck in place. And so that was the beginning seed for this song, was anger and anchor and their commonality. And then this song rolled out. And I often need to hear this song. Your anger is an anchor, and it keeps you in the bay, safe from squalls and safe from change, tethered by time and at the mercy of the tide, lifting you up just to take you down. Yet you long to set sail in the blinding sun, shield in your eyes in sight of everyone. Yet you turn away and scuttle down below, deep in the belly of your hollow little home, holding your breath in the hold of what you know, cradled on the waves, swaddled and alone, while they've gone their way and you've gone yours. When you look out to sea and you see everyone making waves and waving at each other, do you hold them to blame for believing their dreams are worth more than a fear of going under? When you close your eyes, do you see what is real? Turn away from the veil and see you are good. You are good. You are good. So lift your anger and your anchor and set out to sea. Go join your family in the tumult and the peace. And may the wind be at your back, or you know just when to tack. And may the oars be close at hand if the billows should go slack. And may the compass of your heart know true north is where you're at. It's where you're at. Yeah, they've gone their way and you've gone yours. Yes, they've gone their way and you've gone yours. Yeah, they've got their way and you've got ours. Is it okay for me to say that that is a song? I'm quite proud of the lyrics to that song. Like that's one of my favorites in some ways. Yeah. Anyway, so reading the notes here, such a powerful song. I remember the first time I heard it, it was very well timed. Pep talk for me, Helen. That's great to hear. Find myself using it sort of breath. Oh. Anger, anchor, breath, breathe in, breathe out. That's really cool, Carl. Carl is saying he uses anger and anchor kind of as a sort of a calming down mantra kind of thing. Equivalents of strange things. Thanks, Carl. I love it. Jake, you are good. I don't perform this song all that often, but I kind of treasure it every time I do, because I can repeat, you are good, like in looking at people, the audience, in the eyes. And sometimes on a good night, there's just this energy, which is really special. So that song concludes Cardinal, all the songs of Cardinal. And so now I'm going to go to Captiva, which these two EPs are actually quite related in a way. Jeremy, he engineered the last one, and the one we just did, Cardinal, and I think most of the songs on Captiva that I recorded a couple years ago came out of our Song a Day challenges that we were doing. So this first song, Slow Road, is from Song a Day. So in that way they're entwined. And then also later on in Captiva, I kind of wrote this sort of English ballad style song that tells the tale of the culminating experience that I had in France, where I was robbed, and this ancient key that was taken from me, and all this stuff. So to me, the two EPs are certainly linked on more than one level. So Captiva, I recorded, I got this 6-week artist residency at the Rauschenberg Residency on Captiva Island, Florida. One of the single most remarkable things that has ever happened to me. It was the best. And I kind of built a little studio in this little cottage there, and I wrote and I recorded, and I learned gobs about engineering and how to do that well. And I tested myself in ways that I hadn't before. And I kind of quietly and secretly released it last winter. So I know a lot of people never even knew it existed, but you can find it on Bandcamp. I never made a CD or a vinyl or anything. It was just these screen prints of photographs that I made. There's the Fish House version. The lyrics are on there. There's all different colors, variations, and there's a palm tree version as well. And it's all digital, the music. So check it out if you haven't yet. And here is Slow Road, written during a Song a Day. That's not quite good. If my car doesn't start, I guess I'll be staying put. It'll be good for my pocketbook if my car doesn't start. If my car doesn't start, I guess I'll be walking around. It'll be good to get to know my hood if my car doesn't start. 'Cause I should be going this slow road, and I should be taking the winding way anyway. So I guess that it's best if I find my car finally won't start. If my car doesn't start, I guess I'll be biking around town. It'll be good for my head and my ass and my heart if my car doesn't start. 'Cause I should be going this slow road, and I should be taking the winding way anyway. So I guess that it's best if I find my car finally won't start. Why do I need these wheels anyway? And why do I try to race through my days? Can I just tame my pace and face my longing for arrivals? If my car doesn't start, I guess I'll be hitching a lift. It'll be good for my loneliness if my car doesn't start. 'Cause I should be going the slow road, and I should be taking the winding way anyway, so I guess that it's best if I find my car finally won't start. I guess that it's best if I find that my car finally gives me a fresh start. Wrote that one when I was mad at my brother, using a childish sibling shit for good. I meant to say early on, if anybody could share this video on Facebook or whatever, share it and get more people viewing. That's always helpful. And also I should say, well, there you go, you can read it yourself. Support is great. It takes a lot to pull these off, honestly. What else then? One other thing I was going to say, which is, next week, assuming, Jake, that's funny. Start is a good last word for a song. Good point. Never thought about that. And so next week we're doing To Love, To Leave, To Live, the newest record, and the EP that came out kind of adjacent to that. And that's the full band. We're all going to be crammed here in this little house. HCH is going to be here in our full awkward glory, playing all the songs for you. It's going to be a trip, sonically, tech-wise, but we're going to do it. That is assuming our country has not broken into civil war or something at that point. And I probably will feel weird promoting a live stream during the week of election, because it's going to be a wild week. So mark your calendars now. Same time, same place. Although I think we have a time change, so UK, that's going to shift shift us again. But yeah, that's happening next week. Good luck to all of us for whatever's coming next. I'm scared. Anyway, time to play another song. Politics be damned. Hope everyone's voting. This next song on the Captiva EP is called The Garden. And this, very surprisingly, is the song that has made me the most money by far in my life. Because for some unknown reason, the show, what's it called? It's on the CW network. Charmed on the CW network, they wanted this song on one of their shows, and which I just think is very funny. And so this song, I guess, is a CW television hit. Oh, Ricky, you guys are going into lockdown again? I'm so sorry. Someday we'll get through this. So yeah, this song is The Garden. It's another one that I wrote in the Song a Day challenge, I think the second challenge. And this one is about, like I had kind of a breakup, and I thought that we were very much in the past. And I hated him. I mean, I didn't hate him, but like I was done. And little did I know, like, you know, in a way I could feel our love and friendship beginning to blossom again, while I thought I had like pulled it up at the roots and like so done, never gonna. It was so in the past, but it's like when I wasn't looking, I realized like things had kind of warmed and started to grow again, which was alarming to say the least. But so I wrote this song. It's called The Garden, and check out the tricky modulation situation happening at the end. This is a fun one. I think I can play it. We'll see here. Well, I thought I was done with loving you. Once a blossom, never again to bloom. Far as I was concerned, forever through. And before I walked away, I went and pulled up the roots. We left our love in the garden. were hard to imagine. The past we both knew could ever bear fruit, let alone the truth. 'Cause I learned a few things from our time. Like if you want a good taste, you gotta tend the vine. 'Cause we left our love in the garden, trampled underfoot. But while we were tending others, she went again and took root. So here's to intention and cheers to surprise. If I trust my eyes, I see you and I. And despite cruel weather and our foolish pride, I see you and I entwined. I see you and I entwined. 'Cause we left our love in the garden, trampled underfoot. But while we were tending others, she went again and took root. Yeah, while we were tending others, our love, she went again and grew. That's fun to sing. Isn't singing so fun? All right, so yeah, that was The Garden, the song that found a home on the CW network, and on Captiva EP. I'm gonna play now for you the third song on Captiva. So I know quite a few of you who are here know the story of the Key. So I had this month-long residency in France, and it was stunning, and it was restorative, and just like wandering this ancient city and writing music. And it's the town where Joan of Arc was burned at the stake, like such an intense place to be. And it was a wonderful month. And while I was there, this like French mystic woman who was sort of my minder in a way, like she kind of looked after me, she bestowed upon me this 600-year-old key, this relic. And she said it would unlock something, and she didn't know what, but she'd been keeping it for decades, waiting for the person that it was meant for. And she met me and she heard me sing, and she like knew that this key was to be mine. So she bestowed it upon me, and it was just this enormous, terrifying honor thing that happened. And she told me, like, this is for you. This will unlock something. It's for no one else. Don't sell it. Don't give it away. This is yours and only yours. And I was like, okay, I'll keep the key. And here's what the key looked like. I have one picture of it. That's all that remains of it in the world, aside from the tattoo that I have on my arm of the key. And because on the very last day I was in France, I was robbed of all my possessions, thousands and thousands of euros and pounds, and, you know, my passport, all my money, my computer, my hard drive, my video camera, my sketchbook, everything, like all of the stuff that I'd created in that month was gone, except what was in here. And I was like stranded in a foreign country with really shitty French, and it was horrible, and it was so intense. And it was so beautiful. I'm going to cry thinking about it, because, it had unlocked all these memories that I needed to reckon with. This crazy thing that I won't get into. But the key, I firmly believe the key did its job, and then it was done with me, and it needed to take everything with it to show me that, like, I have everything I need. I don't need to feel like a piece of shit about myself. I am whole and complete and loved, and I am love, and all is well. And just, I don't know. There were a lot of lessons wrapped up in that robbery, and couldn't be more grateful for that. So that's the key, and this is the key. And to me, it just means you have, when I look at it on my arm, it just tells me you have everything you need. Like, that's what it has represented to me. And so this next song is another song I wrote during the Song a Day. It's called Summer of Wandering, and it's all about the woman who gave it to me, her lover, the key, the memories that unlocked, and the robbery. It's sort of in this sort of English ballad type thing. And Helen, I don't know if you're still here, but check it out. After this happened, people gave me a lot of random like key presents. Helen sewed me this pillow with keys on it. My friend Ross gave me this old key, or maybe Jack gave me this one. But anyway, yeah. So I am gonna play Summer of Wandering for you now. And this one was really fun to record on the EP. I'm so proud of that EP. I hope y'all, if you haven't heard it, you check it out. I was adventurous with some things. Oh. Sorry, I realized I actually tuned that wrong. So let me just quickly fix that. It's a fake drop D, partial capo. That's how. Oh, Helen, yeah, you're still here. Good. I had so much fun receiving it. Thank you. Wasn't that for my birthday too? I'm trying to remember. Maybe that was just because. Okay. Here is Summer of Wandering. In my summer of wandering, I came upon a lady. Her hair was black, her lips were red, her eyes sharp as daggers. Her age was ancient while still a child, and she knew what no one could. In my summer of wandering, I came upon a lady. And in my summer of wandering, I came upon a young man. Well, he stood by the lady's side, a strange and faithful union. Well, they had lived through many lives together in them all. In my summer of wandering, I came upon a young man. Then in my summer of wandering, I came upon a key. The key had lived 600 years, waiting patience just for me. The woman had kept it most faithfully, knowing the owner she'd meet. Well, in my summer of wandering, I came upon a key. Then in my summer of wandering, I came upon a memory. be the woman bestowed to me, unlocked all I hadn't seen. And in the darkness the visions came, all the demons that share my name, and all the terror that kept me tame, and my sorrow bled me clean. In my summer of wandering I came upon memory. And in my summer of wandering I came upon a thief. He took from me my treasures, my treats. He took from me the key. And my anger raged, my tears they came. How could a man take all I'd made? Then empty-handed I closed my eyes, and I saw what I was still holding. All I needed was here with me in my summer of wandering. All I needed was here within, said my summer of wandering. Thanks. Summer of wandering. And what a summer it was. Yeah. Gosh, it was such a wild summer. Such a wild robbery. It changed everything. Timothy Schwarzentruber! Oh my gosh, hi, bud. So nice to see you. What a treat. Okay, all y'all, I'm gonna try something I've never tried before. So I recorded this EP in Florida, and I was and still am super proud of how it turned out. I didn't just like press record and guitar, vocals. I like layered stuff on. I did, I programmed drums. I learned a lot about synth and MIDI. I went and followed my curiosity in my ear, and I created things. And this next song is called Under My Tongue. And this one I actually wrote on the island, and from the beginning, this song, if I were to sing just the chords and sing the words for you, I would feel like I wasn't actually singing the song. Like the entirety of the essence of the song is the full soundscape that I made that goes along with it. So I'm going to do like a backing track situation. I'm going to play kind of the instrumental side of what I recorded and engineered, and I'm going to sing along with that, because that is the essence of the song. So I wrote this one. Here, let me just log in real quick to my other device back here. So the what this song is about, Under My Tongue, I just started thinking about how like you become like holding a pill under your tongue, and everyone thinks you've swallowed it and taken the medication and you're better, but you know, like you're holding that power for yourself. Like you're keeping the pill under your tongue. It's not going through your bloodstream. You're not done with it yet. And that's how I felt about this one relationship I had. Everybody thought I was done over in the past, but I knew that it was still there, and I was going to determine when I was done with it. Even though everyone else thought, totally gone, it's out of her system, I was like quietly keeping his name under my tongue until I was ready. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think maybe it does. But that's what this song is about, kind of like holding the power in the story yourself. All right, so Under under my tongue. Let's see if I can do this. I gotta unmute that. I gotta do that. I gotta do that. Okay. Just make sure everything is set. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, nope. No, it's not quite ready. Sorry. My bad, my bad. I have to turn that volume up. Okay. Okay, pretend that never happened. Here we go. I've been holding your name underneath my tongue. They all thought I swallowed you down with your last bottle of rum. Cheers, they all say. It was about time, but it's about my lying eyes. I'm still holding your name underneath my tongue. They all thought I swallowed you down. Through my system you've run. But what they do not know is that I'm stone cold sober, calculating the hours. It's not over till I say it's over. Overcome the wanting and the waiting and the wallowing, wishing I could just play dead. Overcome the wanting and the waiting and the wallowing, wishing get you out of my head. Swallow you down, course through my veins, and of course I remain steady and standing, but I understand that I am to blame for holding your name so long, so it's not over till I say it's over. It's not over till I say it's over. There you go. That was fun. I kind of want to always sing with backing tracks. That wouldn't be cheesy at all, would it? All right, everyone, thank you again, so much for being here. There you go. If you want to pitch in support, greatly appreciated. Buy things at the Bandcamp store, either Rachel Reese or Her Crooked Heart, and the money is going to go to good things. It's going to go to people who really need it more than I do right now. See you next week, hopefully, when the full band is here playing through To Love, To Leave, To Live. It's going to be ridiculous good fun. No matter what happens with the election, it's going to be fun. I'm glad you guys liked that rendition. Thank you. What else was I going to say? There is something I was going to say. What was it? Jake, it's over is a good last word for a song. Yep, you're right. So the last song, this is called Waking Up. Shoot, I had an important thing to say and I'm not remembering. Oh, who knows? What's important anyway? Right after I play this last song, right after this live stream ends, I'm actually going to go out to the country and get on a bobcat and start excavating a hill where my tiny house is going to live. So wish me luck. I've never driven a bobcat before or dug footers, but one way to learn. So this last song is called Waking Up, and it is another Song a Day one. Check out Captiva. All those songs are there. This one I wrote in my parents' driveway when I was feeling sorry for myself. Because we all have that. I'm going to tune for you because I love you. Whoops. Sitting in a little camper in my parents' driveway. And feeling very single, feeling very less than my siblings in some ways, feeling very skeptical about marriage, all that good stuff, and it came out in this song. And I'm going to try to cue up the crickets. I recorded a bunch of nighttime, summertime South Dakota insects, so I'm going to try to cue those up for you as a send-off. Thanks for hanging out. See you next week. Ricky, yeah, thank you. I need all the luck I can get. The earth has moved you. Now you move the earth. Hey, I like that. Okay. Here we go. This is almost like a lullaby song of some sort. Okay. Do that. Sitting in my parents' drive, wondering how I've become the woman that I am when all I ever want to do is run. Far from my obligation, and far from my country, and far from all I love. My sister thinks that I should find myself a man to help me carry the weight, someone to understand. But I tried that all before, and I don't think I'm cut out to be adored. What keeps me here, what keeps me waking up? Cousins get married at the church today, and I will wear a mask. I'll keep my pessimism at bay, and I will bite my tongue when I hear the vows, and I'll join the cheering crowds. What keeps me here, what keeps me waking up? What keeps me here, what keeps me waking up? There you go. That's it for today's show. I don't know if the crickets are still going, but hopefully I got the levels right on that. Thank you so much for hanging out. You're great. I'm gonna queue up. Thank you, Carl. I'm gonna queue up one of my favorite covers on the covers. I keep on forgetting about this one and how much I love it. If y'all know Matt Lorenz, he goes by the Suitcase Junket. He's a sweet buddy of mine, and I'll wear a mask. I'll keep my pessimism at bay, but away. Yeah, there's a lyric for 2020 for sure. But anyway, so I'm going to cue up this Covers on the Covers with Matt Lorenz, where we sing a song from Les Mis. The first time we met, we kind of blasted into a Les Mis sing-along of two. And so this is a very delirious post late show and long drive at his place, singing with no rehearsal on my own from Les Mis. So enjoy this. I'm going to sit here actually and listen to it and enjoy it too. So see you next week. Thank you, everyone. You're great. Be well. Please vote out Trump. Hi. We're going to do Les Mis. Because, yeah. All right. On my own, pretending he's beside me, all alone, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me, and when I lose my way, I close my eyes and he has found me. In the rain, the pavement shines like silver. All the lights are misty in the river. In the darkness, I feel the glow of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. And I know it's only in my mind that I'm talking to myself and not to him. And although I know that he is light, still I say there's a There you go.
Mm-hmm. Covers on the covers.
How'd you feel about that?
That's pretty sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.